What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. Still over on this set. I ordered a new chair, a more comfortable chair for the main Quartering set. Should be here by the end of the week. So good on that. I wanted to talk a little bit about the digital unpersoning, not just of Alex Jones and InfoWars, but of seemingly conservative, right-leaning commentators or alt journalist outlets. Anybody who seems to get a following and become influential seems to be unpersoned. Now, the Alex Jones situation is frightening. A man who has not been convicted of any crime was unpersoned, basically, having his entire presence on YouTube, Facebook, every possible, like even comment systems, Vimeo, all removed. He even had his website attacked yesterday. Now, who knows about this sort of thing? I'd have to see some evidence of that. I did see the website was down. But then we saw today Stefan Molyneux posting about receiving 2 strikes from some sort of flagging campaign. We saw Lauren Southern step away from YouTube. A lot of people saying, well, if you leave, YouTube wins. That might be true. But at the same time, people have to live their life. They have to do something that they're passionate about, that they enjoy. Otherwise, why do it? It's certainly not about the cash for most people. And without passion, you become mundane, and people get bored of you after a while. And it's scary how basically CNN and BuzzFeed lobbied these big tech firms using digital influence and probably in their insider sources to essentially prove Alex Jones entirely right, to prove every conspiracy theorist out there, to prove to them in front of the world stage that these companies are in fact trying to silence conservative viewpoints. Now, if you believe that it was about irresponsible statements he made, maybe about crisis actors or maybe about different conspiracy theories he had, might I present that mainstream media runs conspiracy theories every single day and has far further reach. You look at CNN and their obsession with Russia, even though there's no evidence of that, consistently fear-mongering people into a froth, working them up into a froth about, more Russians, in my opinion, is far more dangerous than some sort of crackpot idea that he had about that elementary school. This, make no mistake about it, they may have used that because they figured, hey, no one's going to disagree with this. But this definitely was a both targeted and coordinated unpersoning of somebody with huge reach, tens of millions of views a week. And while I think most of us might agree that Alex is out there, he's not wrong about everything. And that's what scares them, right? The things that he's right about, if he were a little more careful about the things that he's wrong about, that's really frightening. The idea that mainstream media is attacking alt media, I mean, he literally proved the point with his own sacrifice, so to speak. And, Alex is going to be okay in the short term, but long term, his channel is done growing, probably. He saw a nice spike. Financially, he'll probably be fine. Where are the capitalists out there? Why does this man not have a TV show? It seems like when you have that kind of interest, people would want to invest in that. I personally just look at things from a pure financial standpoint, and if I had reach, I would have the guy on my channel. But whether it's InfoWars, Stefan Molyneux, we had another person have their Patreon taken down this morning. I missed it, but it's always these right-leaning or libertarian type people. And if there isn't some sort of vast conspiracy, then they're not doing a great job disproving that. But what can we really do about it as creators? As I feel like the brunt of the responsibility falls on us. The best plan of attack we have is to build an audience here on YouTube, and then bleed viewers off to other sources, to try and stem the power that YouTube has, to lessen the reach it has. And this is why I've backed every single alt video source option out there, and as they continue to fail, it doesn't matter. I have to back them. And while they are still vulnerable to some of this big tech collusion, I mean, you can take away their web hosting. That's why I like the way BitChute is set up. But it's our best option. I try to deal in practical terms. And, creators have to be willing to risk losing their revenue. We have to, as creators, have to still support these alternatives. That's a cost of doing business. If you really support free speech, and to be honest, the section of YouTube, here's the thing, the section of YouTube that are like free speech advocates, commentators, were so small, compared to, like the Logan Paulers, the 13-year-old kids who just want to be entertained. It's easy to feel like we represent all of YouTube, but we don't. It's such a small section. Guys like, that do vlogs get more views than this entire section does in a month, in a week, or a day. But I've backed BitChute. As a creator, I think we bear some responsibility to back them. So you can see I'm a gold supporter, which means I pay them $20 a month. And here I am on a video promoting people to come over here and consider watching videos. Now, they really need a mobile app. This is something they know. I hope that they develop it soon. But when you're on a desktop, all of my videos for both the quartering and unsleeved media are here on BitChute. And I actually have, and I've never really done a subscriber push here. And I have 2,300 subscribers. Most of my views, look at that, it gets 400 views, 400 here, 700 on this one. There's not a tiny audience. I don't even tweet out my BitChute videos. So if you're a creator, the noise is far less here on BitChute, and you have to be encouraged by the fact that there is viewership here. I think Styx has 20,000 subscribers. There are people here that want to consume commentary, and the 500-pound gorilla in the room is the monetization, okay? This is something that I don't care. A lot of creators never want to talk about it. I always think, boy, it's really cringy when creators talk about money. Nobody wants to hear that. Even I sometimes get sucked into the bitching about getting demonetized and this and that, and I always regret tweeting it because I know nobody gives a shit, right? But as creators, we have to be willing to promote these sources and trust that our subscribers, our most loyal subscribers, will still support us in other ways, right? Live streaming with super chats and Streamlabs is a great way to support creators. Most creators have Patreons. If you're like me and you've been banned from Patreon, I even set up this. I set up my own Patreon. I just built, thequartering.com and put together this crowdfunding. And this sort of thing is a lot more difficult to target. Sure, they could go after PayPal, but for a long time, it's going to be a major problem, right? I'm not using their platform. I'm just using their payment system. And thus far, PayPal's been pretty good. It's exact same thing as Patreon. It took me 10 minutes. People can donate one time. People can donate whatever amount they want per month. And as creators, I'll leave this in the description below, by the way, if you want to do that. You don't have to. But as creators, I think, I look at Styx and it's very, I've got to follow in his footsteps in a way here and continue to promote these alternate platforms, because at the end of the day, we're all vulnerable. If they can take down Alex Jones and anyone else, they don't care about money. These people are not capitalists. They are evangelists. They are activists. They don't care about money. Facebook, Twitter, these people are hemorrhaging cash, but they're still willing to dump off somebody with 20 million views a week. So I can't count on them on making the right decision. Now, will BitChute make it? I don't know. Minds.com. I always use my Minds account too. It's extra work that us creators have to do. And if people out there, as viewers, what you can do is, if you're leaving YouTube behind, consider picking up a t-shirt or popping on a live stream and shooting your creator a super chat, using their Patreon, or in this case, my Beardtreon service. It takes just a few minutes, but as creators, if you kind of have this set amount that you can count on, it just relieves the stress. For many creators who choose to try and go the full-time route, which I disavow, but it doesn't mean that they shouldn't give it their all. You're always chasing that ad revenue. You're always chasing that for the most part to justify the time you put into it. This is just the way business works. And there are people that don't care as much, and there are people that probably care too much about it. But if you have creators that have proven that they're going to give you solid work ethic, picking up t-shirts from them, shooting them super chats, backing their Patreons, but then, expecting them, if you're rallying behind this sort of thing, expecting them to take time to go over to BitChute and spend time on Minds. Every time I upload to BitChute. Thankfully, it does that automatically. And Minds and like my Facebook. As creators, we have to spread out our presence as much as possible, because as this next election cycle ramps up, I want to have 50 or 100,000 subscribers on BitChute, because YouTube is going to be a battleground. They're only going to get more brazen with banning people. They have a clear bias. If you're going to ban Alex Jones, how the hell can you let people like what's his name, that Talcum X guy, these basically far left racists exist on your platform and not ban them? I'm fine with a platform like YouTube banning whoever the hell they want. I have to be. That's the way it works. I do support some sort of online internet bill of rights. That would be something I think that would help protect people. That would be probably a good thing to look into. I don't have the big brain power to really think about how that looks, but it's something I've started to think about. It's something that users need. It's something that creators need, because these big tech companies are going to continue to push their agenda. They're going to get more and more brazen, and the more they get away with, the more they're going to push. So we have to work together to shoulder some of the responsibility. Watch some videos on BitChute. Tell a friend about it. Watch some stuff on Minds. It's actually a really nice platform. And then consider supporting your creators, whether it's just sharing their videos or backing their stuff. This is the way that we chisel away at defeating the giant that is YouTube, and it will never really go away, but we can weaken it, and it takes all of us. So I hope that this is kind of thought-provoking a little bit, and I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you again real soon.